Right now, there is a job market where the single hardest skill on earth to find is not engineering. It is not medicine. It is artificial intelligence. In June of 2026, ManpowerGroup asked 39,000 employers across 41 countries which skills they cannot find. For the first time in the history of that survey, artificial intelligence finished first, ahead of engineering, ahead of traditional information technology. 72% of those employers said they cannot fill their open roles at all. And here's the part almost nobody says out loud. Most of these jobs do not require a computer science degree, and some do not require a degree of any kind. What they require is judgment, real-world knowledge of how something actually works, and the willingness to learn a tool. You already have the first two. The tool is the short part. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 10 artificial intelligence jobs that cannot find enough people. For each one, I will tell you what it pays. I will tell you exactly how you get in. And I will tell you who already qualifies. Because for a lot of these, it is you, and you do not know it yet. Stay to the end, because the last job on this list has more open seats than anything else in this video. 340,000 of them. And the employer pays for your training. One honest note before we start. Every number here comes from ManpowerGroup, from LinkedIn's 2026 Jobs on the Rise report, from Upwork's skills data, and from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They are ranges, not promises. What you actually earn depends on your location, your effort, and what you do after the certificate. Number one is the artificial intelligence trainer, and I am putting it first because it is the clearest case of you already qualifying. LinkedIn ranks it among the fastest growing roles in the country. Now let me be straight with you, because most channels are not. General labeling work, the kind anybody can do, pays $12 to $25 an hour. That is real, and I will not hide it. But specialized expert work, where a credentialed human teaches the model, pays $60 to $100 an hour and climbs from there. One platform has built a network of 30,000 doctors, lawyers, bankers, and writers averaging $85 an hour. Psychiatric expertise has reached $350 an hour. A Sacramento anesthesiologist who does this work put it simply. The thing artificial intelligence still cannot do well is the deeper reasoning, connecting the dots. So experts are teaching it to think like one, so it stops inventing facts. Read that again. Your license is the qualification, not a coding boot camp, the license you already paid for. Number two is the artificial intelligence consultant, and this one is LinkedIn's second fastest growing job in America. These are the people who walk into a company that bought the technology and cannot make it do anything useful. Here is the number that should stop you cold. The median prior experience for people getting hired into these roles is 8.2 years, not 2, 8. In this job, the thing the rest of the market called expensive is the entry requirement. About 30% of these positions are fully remote. Number three is artificial intelligence governance and compliance. The International Association of Privacy Professionals found that 98.5% of organizations say they need more governance staff than they currently have. 98.5%. Demand is up 150% year over year, one of the steepest curves LinkedIn tracks. Mid-level pay runs $130,000 to $180,000, and the feeder pool is not engineers. It is lawyers, auditors, privacy officers, healthcare compliance people. Anyone who has ever had to prove a process followed the rules. Number four is the artificial intelligence integration specialist, up 178% on Upwork in a single year. This is the person who connects the shiny new system to the 20-year-old software the business actually runs on. Only 1% of business leaders describe their own rollout as mature. Everyone bought the thing. Almost nobody has made it work. That gap is the job, and it pays $130,000 to $180,000 at mid-level. Let me pause here, because if you are still watching, there is a decent chance you are here for a reason. You gave a company 15 or 20 years, and they decided you cost too much. You have sent out 50 applications and heard nothing. You have started to wonder if you are the problem. You are not the problem. The system was built to read your experience as expensive and quietly wait you out. That is exactly why I wrote the 40-plus career playbook. It names the 4 wounds nobody warned you about. It has the recruiter language decoder, so you know what they actually mean when they say overqualified. And it has a 7-day plan. You can start tonight. Right now it is $9 for the first 100 people. Then it goes up. The link is pinned at the top of the description. And quick, of the first 4, tell me in the comments which one you are looking at. I read every single one. 3 out of 4 people watching this are not subscribed. Hit the button. It is free, and it is how you catch the next one. Number 5 is artificial intelligence content and video. Upwork shows demand for video generation and editing up 329% year over year, the fastest growing skill of any kind on the platform. Entry work runs 50 to 80,000. Senior strategists who can direct a whole production pipeline clear 120 to 180,000. If you have ever cut video, run a marketing calendar, or built a brand for anybody, you are one tool away. Number 6 is the chatbot and conversation designer, up 71%. Here is what separates the good ones from the rest, and it is not technical. Anyone can wire up a bot. Almost nobody can design what happens when the customer is furious, the machine is wrong, and a human has to be handed the problem gracefully. That is service work. If you have done a call center, a front desk, or a complaints line, you have already lived the hard part of this job. Number 7 is artificial intelligence security and red teaming. The imbalance here is the whole story. Enterprises are spending roughly 17 times more on security tools powered by artificial intelligence than on securing the artificial intelligence itself. 17 times. Somebody has to break these systems on purpose before someone else does it for free. Mid-level pay runs 152 to 210,000. Number 8 is the artificial intelligence engineer, LinkedIn's #1 fastest growing job title in the United States, with postings up 143% in a single year. Yes, this one is technical. But look at the entry data before you disqualify yourself. Median prior experience for people getting hired is 3.7 years, and entry-based pay runs 90 to 135,000. This field is so young that almost nobody in it has a decade of it. Number 9 is the data center electrician, and this is where the whole story stops being abstract. Artificial intelligence does not live in a cloud. It lives in a building in Virginia or Texas or Ohio that has to be wired by a human being standing on a lift at 2 in the morning. The Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates roughly 81,000 unfilled electrician positions every year through 2034. Workers who move on to data center projects are earning 25 to 30% more than they made in their previous jobs, and many are clearing $100,000 a year. No degree, an apprenticeship. And number 10, the one I told you to wait for, the data center technician. The 2026 build-out needs roughly 650,000 positions across construction and operations, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 340,000 of them will simply go unfilled. Here is the number that should change how you see yourself. For every 100 people who apply, only 15 meet the minimum qualifications. A third of the current technical workforce is at or near retirement. Median entry pay lands around $67,000. The first credential most postings want is a 10-hour occupational safety course that costs about $65. Microsoft runs a data center academy. Google runs a skilled trades readiness program. Amazon trains its own people into these roles through career choice. They stopped waiting for the perfect candidate. That is the door. Now, here is the honest part, and I would rather give you this than a fantasy. Stanford's Economic Policy Institute published a brief this month finding that artificial intelligence's effect on overall employment is still small. Unemployment among the most exposed workers has risen no faster than among the least exposed. Firms that adopted it actually grew headcount by 10% over 2 years. But that same research shows something sharper underneath the average. Employment for early career workers in exposed jobs is falling, while employment for older workers in those exact same occupations held steady or grew. Read that carefully, because it is the entire thesis of this video. The technology is not eating experience, it is eating inexperience. The latter lost its bottom rung, and you are not standing at the bottom. You are standing on 20 years of knowing how something actually works. So there they are. 10 artificial intelligence jobs that cannot find enough people. Want the fastest door with somebody else paying for the training? Data center technician? Want the job where the credential you already hold sets your rate on day one? Artificial intelligence trainer. Want the role where 8 years of experience is the entry requirement instead of a red flag? Consultant or governance? Want the highest ceiling with the shortest technical runway? Security or engineer? Everyone keeps telling you the only way up is a 4-year degree and $40,000 of debt. Meanwhile, a foundational certificate runs about $150, several are free, and one state made the whole program free to every single resident in February. The employers with the deepest shortages already stopped caring about the diploma. They care whether you can do the work. The question is whether you will move while the gap is still this wide, because scarcity is the one thing that tilts the field back towards you, and it does not stay tilted forever. Pick one, not 5. One, and take the first step before you go to bed tonight. This is Caleb Jackson. Keep climbing. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. There's a lot more coming.